break this here now. Yeah. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, from verse 20. I'm going to read from verse 21. It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth? And that's cheap. If you go right now, if you go on survey right now, and you walk around and ask Jake about where to come, they want to tell you, good things going to come. We're coming up to the Christmas, and then right after that, the next a few days after is what the New Year's, and then there's something they call the New Year's resolution, and all of them, the number one thing they always say is that life gonna get better.
This year is my year.
This year is my year. You understand? That is what it is. I remember doing a video when it was then New Year, 24 within 25. I remember doing a video because I started to see so much of posts about it saying, New Year, new me. This year is my year, right? I remember doing a video saying that this year not going to be all the year. You hear more complaints this year than any other year before. And if it going to get, if it going to happen to the next year, if it going to get better, they're going to get worse.
Back pay going on there?
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, the say that the back pay has been paid. So you don't know. People going to lose the work now. So they say
yeah, but even lose the work. They get back pay anytime when war won't happen, and it's not even one game.
They win the lotto one in Titanic, go and sing.
Yeah.
Our piece of fair. This is match 24 and 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom is his Lord had made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season?
They are the ones that are going to receive that crown in that time. Why? Because they stood for the name and they did things that were commanded of them. Right? Everybody else could not do it up. Some testify for itself. We say, I'm not a good spirit, you understand? Some testify for itself. That is the spirit that people in. Yeah? Spirit of words. And we know all of these things. You can imagine being able to see. Imagine the all is feeling. You can see these things happen. Because you couldn't visually see what you did. And everybody else was like,
You never fallen before now?
all your family, everybody, you talking to you don't know this, you know what I say. You know you watch me like a madman, you watch me like
The Lord gave Noah the vision. So Noah had the image in his mind that this is what's going to happen, these people are going to die. And he didn't want that to happen to him and his house. So what? He operated on what the mission the Lord put him on. Just like how when Yahushua came, he operated on the mission, he didn't get sidetracked. This 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. And where's the greatest charity we have? To share this knowledge. Right? To be diligent in the work, keeping up that our diligence keeps our mind sober. Right? Because these people drunken with the spirits of the world. You say good spirits. Right? Guys, the scripture says that Satan is the prince and power of the air. Right? And Satan is what? The adversary. Right? There's an adverse spirit there about Shemashah. So they say better is the end of a thing than the beginning. So what is more glorious? The captivity that we serve, or the deliverance that we're gonna get? Right? Because of the captivity, you know we're serving these idols. We're out here serving session Bourgeois birth. Right? But the scripture says not to celebrate your birth. Right? Jeremiah cursed the day he was born. Job cursed the day he was born. Right? But for celebrating their day. That's what the scripture say. And then what happened to the children and them dying? So what the scripture say, whoever perished should be innocent. Right? So you see that they was guilty. They were guilty. You understand? But
I want to say this
This Joshua chapter 24, and I will read from verse 10. It says, and Joshua said unto the people, ye cannot serve the Lord, for he is a holy God. He is a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgressions, nor your sins. If you forsake the Lord and serve strange gods, then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you. After that he had done you good. No, go ahead.
You're not going to get away with doing these things. Right? Scripture says, whatever a man soweth, said that shall he reap. Yep. No, it's how we wait faith. Yep. It can take a year, it can take a couple of months, however long it may be, you will have to answer for things that you did. You understand? One of those things that you can take with the looks in your problem. You understand? We see men doing shit they're not supposed to be doing. What I was doing, and then why that happened to them, they end up losing that point. You understand? That was the penalty. Right? And they still had a pretend, they still being judged faith. Likewise, you don't go into it. This is why you don't say one percent less. You're supposed to be out there doing things you're not supposed to be doing and think. You know, he will forgive me. So just say that I eat that second to see if you forgive me because the multitude in our multitude of my transgressions. I say that he is everlasting. Forgiveness is yeah, good. Right, so going back to Ezekiel.
And one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
This is 2 Esdras 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Right, jumping down to verse 55. Therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, toward scorn of his law, forsook his ways. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous, and said in their heart that there is no God, yea, and that they knowing they must die. For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that men should come to naught, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. And therefore is my judgment now at hand. Yeah, so the Lord going to judge them, because there is no cloak for them maliciousness, because he spoke. But through their simplicity and lack of diligence, lack of sober-mindedness, right? They sit down behind they sit down in the pews every weekend. They go to church, right? And the pastor just spew madness onto them, over vain imagination of their hearts, and they never search scriptures on their own, right? Now they believe every word that the pastor say, except for searching it out, right? So if they were to do that, they would see that the Lord speak no other way but through his servants, prophets.
That's right.
Right? And guess what? The prophets, they speak the words of Yahweh Hashem, the true prophets. Right? Prophets are old, they speak of what? Wars, calamities, destroying the kingdoms, all these different types of things. Jeremiah 28 and 28. Right? Now you see that the real prophets, if they were to align themselves with the real prophets, you realize that it's a scary time ahead. Right? And not a good time. There's no prosperity. There's prophecy, and the prophecy is what? The downfall of America, Babylon the Great, the whore, right? And their ways. They say the Lord is going to destroy the foundations of this earth. Right? The foundations of the world that we know now. Right? Because there was a world prior to this. Right? There was the Greco-Roman world. Right? There was a world prior to that, the Medo-Persian world. There was a world prior to that, the Assyrian Babylonian world. Right? But there's a world about to come. That's the kingdom of Israel. That's right. Led by Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
If I'm not going to say, it's a great talk about prosperity. Right? So I'm going to keep pushing. All the prosperity connected to the system. All the prosperity is ready from America, come down and try to trickle out. So if it is in America, any prosperity, in that sense, under the form of this kingdom, you will have prosperity under the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. All the prosperity are connected to this piece. Whatever house you might have, whatever vehicle you might be driving. All of them things going on, as the scripture says, going on be dissolved before God. You understand? The scripture says, riches profit nothing in the Iraq. You understand? And their whole concept is that the more money they have, it's like they can buy the way to the kingdom.
The Lord won't be bribed.
Yeah, God. You have something from?
Yeah.
God.
Because in the book of Daniel, they say what? Daniel 7, it says, these four beasts are 4 kings. And a king will have what? A kingdom, right? 4 rulership. There's Psalm 73 and 12. This is back up what I now say, right? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world and they increase in riches. So the this is the ungodly's kingdom. This is the ungodly's world. Right? You see Trump and his frat boys, all of them benefiting, right? When they're doing away with the middle class, where before it was what? It was when Anthony Bourdain came to Trinidad and he had the interview with the SAP guys. He said what they say that the greatest fears was the dwindling middle class. Because the middle class in this society, the fabric of this society, how it's made up, the middle class buffers and keeps up the upper class, and there's the bridge or the gap between the lower class. Now, as everything that's lining up with the scriptures, right? It's going to have rich and poor. It's not going to have a middle class, right? It has no buffer, it has no in between, right? The in between, like it has always been what the former prime minister said. He said what the rich shall remain rich to provide opportunities for the poor, right? It's not going to have that anymore. It's just servants, slaves, servants, technicians, and servants, servitors, and technicians. That's what they say, right? 90%, the 10% going to be servants, servitors, and technicians, and that will make up the 10% to make it 100%. And the elite take themselves out of that. They're the super rich. They take themselves out of the equation, right? Or the humanity, then, as to say, right? So that when they understand what really happening, it's just that everything is aligning with the scriptures, right? He calls it all small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Rich and poor, not rich, poor, and in between. You understand? No in between. Is that they're rich or you're poor? Is that they're down for the system, you have the mark what you're doing? Because this is his kingdom. And it's his riches to give. That's how he put if you want to get part of my riches, you have to take my chip.
Yep. Matthew 4. See, all these things shall I give,
Satan tell me, yeah, I was shy.
Yeah. See, all these
And see, when you watch so many things from behind out too, like how even like reading something here, they would like the education system, right? He get rid of a particular program that actually help poor people, right? He destroyed that. So it's just straight like the upper class, they alone could excel in that. So you literally see the separation of that now. Right?
all these
Yeah. And then they go back to like even the monetary stuff. What the young man said day before. He said what? But everybody going and get the what? You guys forget the cash. He literally tell you forget the cash. We want everybody going and get the UBIs. Yeah, no need to save.
Yeah.
Much anything about
Elon?
14. And each one of them get understand he does do something called I can't remember the particular birthdays, right? But he does play with his cells and the fact where you can only get boy children. Yeah, so you can only get boy children, right? And then the woman, you know what the woman who he went with, all of them is small ass. It's because he literally
It's like that tree, that we talk about it's Barbara Marx Hubbard and then they have Margaret Sanger. Critical race theory.
Yeah, critical race theory.
Right, yeah. So they believe in that superior race and they believe they are the superior race.
Yep.
And they understand that for a race to go on, it's not the woman, it's the man.
Yep.
You know? And they wanted to pass through a certain class of woman though, but a small hat.
Yep.
Which is of their own.
Yep.
So Jake out here simple. They're being Epicureans. That's what they really mean, you know, Epicureans. They want to have a good time.
And they're going to have a good time, just a real good time. You know? See,
Dance in the fire like crazy.
Ezekiel 12 verse 23, it says, tell them, therefore thus said the Lord God, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision, right? It said, for there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering nation within the house of Israel. Yeah, that proves what it is. Yeah, because the people called up the youths are going to cease. You understand? The judgment going to come soon. Right? That way, I'm going to the second and verse 50 say. They're going to be delivered unto what? Unto the death and destruction. Right? All this being Mary time will end. Soon they're going to be what? Mourning. The M going to turn to a different, M going to change to a different word. Right? That's what coming all the way soon.
Massacre.
Yeah, can. This is morning, as I say, brothers coming up. So it will be about 4 hours. So you go back 4 hours of the news, and you will see Trump send 60 jets down the Roosevelt stretchway, right? And 60. Now remember, each if one jet move, it's millions, and he sends 60, so around that number, but it's a high amount. Then have no way he's sending this amount to Armada to do what? To do nothing. To play out all there. Now he played. We saw what he done, what he did just recently with Antigua and these places who speak against the boy, he banned them. You understand? He put them on restrictions when they come to the visa.
You have your local prime minister telling all you, trying to the same account and then all they do be hypocrites and you know, all they do want to get banned and all they do want to take, yo, fuck you and your visa. Behave yourself. In other words, submit, bow down. And that's how we know she sell out. She sell out. Their own tongue shall tell on themselves. You understand? There's one way, but you have bashim, you have shine. That's it. You understand? If you hold on to this world, you'll get taken down with it. That Jeremiah 15 what? Flee Babylon. Deliver every man his soul.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yep.
One only different thing maybe this.
Alright, Jeremiah 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Right? So they're drunken of her philosophies. Right? So those who they come like I had a family member. She was like anytime I see CV19, she was like she gonna take the juicy juice. I have family in America. I went to go and see. I have to go and see them with the travel. Alright, go ahead. That's at your expense. Now the records coming out. All of that juice having it.
Yep.
Right? And the juice you was here. Imagine it was here, right? Not having unprotected sex with women that get HIV. You just take a needle sick and get HIV.
Yeah.
How stupid is that? Especially with having unprotected sex with women. You just still get some pleasure outside.
And imagine if imagine you get injected with that, right? Get a disease, and then you have no recompense. They're telling you, hey, I just, it's on trial.
Yeah, because any disclosures, they sign that. The moment the government sign that, you know, you can't, you can't come back and sue all that, right? You had that with the different companies that was prepared because it was an emergency juicy juice, right? The emergency that you had to get something, you had to get a cure. But the thing wasn't that bad. They had people who died, they had complications, but it wasn't that bad.
Yep.
But it all goes to show that this devil, he diabolic.
Yep.
He diabolic. If you don't know what the word means, look it up, right? That because problem, action, solution. Hegelian dialect. Right? They show that in the movie World War Z. When they wanted to find out where the zombie virus came from, who? From the CDC?
Yep.
Disease control. What's it first? Center for Disease Control.
Disease control and prevention.
Some shit so. Because what they doing, they controlling the amount of it where they re-engineer. Yeah. They re-engineer the Ebola, no, the Black Plague. They dig up the bones of people who died from the Black Plague, go into the marrow, pull out the gene, extract it, and re-engineer it. Why?
For what purpose?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? So that's where the Barbara Marx Howard comes in. She said it. She said we are the pale horse. And that pale horse represents what? Death and hell. Right?
Represent your fear.
What?
Right?
So you talk about the CIC Babylon.
Can't.
And that don't mean what this fella was practicing to go back to the country and go back to the land.
Repatriation.
You understand? We just leave Babylon first by getting mind.
Yeah, because deliver every man his soul. His soul. You know?
And we separate ourselves from this place and we use the righteous act until the Lord return and take us out of this place. Because that's how the place people say what the Lord shall return a second time to deliver his people from those that were scattered among the islands and so forth in Isaiah.
Shabarang Sankukuti had a song, right? It went something like this. It said, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of the tongue. And that's it. So we here in Babylon, but our spirit is with Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Mind on the kingdom.
Yeah, mind on the kingdom. We should they talk about seeing how far out. Right? You holding on to things that here and now. Guess what? In the kingdom, you're not going to be a slave. You're not going to have to work. You don't have to worry about back pay. You don't have to worry about tax exemption. You don't where is that TD4 was tax return, right? The income tax check. So you don't worry about you ain't gonna worry about debt. Because what Esau is actually gonna threaten here in these last days, death of the flesh. But what we working on, the life of the spirit. Right?
It's in fear him that they will kill the body, but not
Alright, but
Just what the brother saying. I believe it was this morning or late last night. I was reading something about a woman who was like a synopsis of what happened in the world, right? And she was saying, look at the fact that you just work so much, right? You work so much, pay so much money. You have debts to pay, taxes, all these things, right? You say that is the reason why you see you just never feel your body itself, like your body itself, it's never feel like it has rest. It's always uneasy. You're always angry. You always think that you wasn't made to. Yeah, you was something like that. You was not made to be like that now.
so you're not natural.
Yeah.
Nature goes back to natural.
Done.
It's natural for when a boy becomes 12 years old, he produces seed. A girl, when she becomes around 12 years old, she ovulates. Natural, right? Means that they prepared. They call it for the flower of the age.
Yep.
We have Israelites who don't understand what is natural and nature. Right? So they're all emotional about that so-called rape thing, so-called get them while they're young thing. Right? It's not even so-called. That's what it is. It's natural. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When the 40s in your 30s,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then now you're looking to settle down and get married. After you use and abuse, you're full of demons, and you wanna put them demons on your husband. Now all of us gonna be living like Alan married with children. You understand?
She right now don't belong to them because she had 2 or 3 before she moved.
All that too. She wants somebody to love and appreciate her, but she don't know what the fuck is love. She don't know what appreciation really is.
Yep.
Right? Really and truly, who is to be loved is the adoration. Just like how we adore our other one, right? We out here on the highways and byways, week in, week out, as much as we could. You see, Baruch say what? When it comes to serve the Lord, serve him as much as he can, because you can never serve him enough. Right? Serve him 10 times harder, because you can never go hard enough. That's how you're supposed to serve your husband. And guess what? It brings a balance. And then because they have the law now that says what that your wife is you. And who's gonna be how to say wicked to their own self. You understand? When they went to Peter, I think it's 1 Peter chapter 3. It talks about it, the type of cordial relationship you should have with your wife. Besides the fact that she bound underneath the law. Your wife is not a concubine, your wife is Israelite underneath the law. Right? You're going to charge yourself. She bound underneath the law. So she is going to be loved. She's going to be taken care of. When I go back to the story of Hagar and Sarah, who are they say? Sarah, they say, he tells Sarah, do as you wish.
Yep.
Do as you wish. Yeah, her boy scoff at your son, or she scoff at your son, however it went. You want to kick her out. The Lord comfort Abraham. Right? Hey, don't worry. Give him his portion. But the seed is Isaac. Yeah, sir. But she had say. And the Israelite woman, she's gonna have say over the concubine. Right? Guess what? We could have a concubine, we could have a woman of any of the other nations. I know how I brought up the nation side of this division in car. The 17 other nations, right? We could have a woman with any, we could have children with any one of them women. And guess what? If we have daughters, the daughters are above the woman. The daughter's gonna be above the woman. Because the daughter's gonna be Israelite.
Isaiah 31 and 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not power, and the horse's flesh and not spirit. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that help it shall fall, and he that is holding it shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. And I go back to what I was saying. So if you attach to the system, you're going to end with it. You know what I mean? If you attach to the stick up, if you stick up continue with city here, when the city burns, you will burn right along with it. You know? You will hold what means you are attached. Or you need it.
That's like the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You understand? And because they had strong men to burn them and throw them in the fire and so forth. And they wasn't afraid of that because they knew that the power that they serve has ability. You understand?
Yourself away, boy.
And the next one was, they say, what they did that even us. One of they that be with them. And when you open the young man eyes, chariots, lying in mountains. You understand? And all he needed was one. Penny was over here, you understand? Because anybody needed one, Elisha or that. Only just one. And actually, only just one and everything. Because when I was doing it, there was tormenting the soldiers, setting them blind, all kind of thing. You understand? That's the kind of power they don't have. So how that kind of power?
Piece of prayer, right? Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying from in heaven, now has come salvation and strength, the kingdom of our power. The kingdom of our power. They ain't what we're looking for. The kingdom of Israel. Right? In Daniel 7, Yahweh was promised a kingdom and dominion forever and ever. I will have my I will have. Right? For the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
This definitely have a short time. That's why he operating right now. You understand? He only go, he only move. You know, there's so much coming on right. They ain't even hiding the wickedness no more. Before they used to hide it, they used to cover it up. You understand? Yeah. He said he did it. Yeah. He said he, and I said he will be revealed. You understand? He's seen it. Right? Seen it, they hide it no more. Long time they hide this, or hide this, or do this, or do nah, they just okay. Because like for example, Epstein files, right? So they ain't hiding nothing. They release, and this one has what we have percentage. They release 6 to 7% of the files, right? So if they have 380 gigabytes information, they only release 3 gigabytes, right?
And how much of that is redacted?
Yeah, and no one say that, my spirit, because within that 3%, within that 3 gigabytes, that's 6 to 7%. What they call, audio, they said 98% of it was redacted. They can't even read, like when they go on.
It's like whole sheets black. It's like that. It's like black. Just black.
It's black, yeah. You understand? They can't even see it. But it goes to show that even when they try to hide something, they'll still reveal things. Because in the midst of it, people get to find out the information about Trump was removed, but they still get like just with them. They still get the information that this guy went with young children and so forth. But even though it was redacted, Trump come on and say Trump moving like he okay, because why? If they don't care, they want to move.
What are you going to do?
The man say, he wanted to say more. You know the man say, we authorize their ICE and all these places to like any problems, they don't know what to do. You know? Yeah. This devil only go.
I have a precept.
Whether
Daniel 2 and 22, he revealed the deep secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him.
yep.
Yeah, so the Lord gonna reveal. Well, Trump, he's a low level,
Yeah.
but really and truly, it's a system. It's a way to do things. Because
Yep.
in order to rule, you must rule underneath a power, right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai he reigneth in the kingdom of men, but they worship Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They worship Yahweh, through left hand means, through Satan, right? Israel going to worship Yahweh through Yahweh Shai, the right hand, right? But what the Lord promised concerning them is that they're going to be revealed. Malachi 1 and 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, America. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. So that's a prophecy concerning their kingdom. It's going down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. So there's it. When the Lord revealed them, or when they are revealed and known, but they're supposed to be known by now, right? Because the only nations, nations was walking out to the UN concerning Gaza, the Middle East, and the small hats, right? Many of the nations, when they watch the economists and analysts and all them talking about Venezuela, I mean, he come out and admit it. Maduro and them saying, and we tell us that, how the hell this man can say that we stole land from him. He delusional, whatnot. That is wicked. Michael 2 verse 2. Right? So who's the man that fulfilling the description? Jake is the how is Malanasha would say this out? As a man here, the usual suspect. Prophet Ben, right? So Jake is always the usual suspect. And they make mockery of that in different black culture movies. Right? But the black man is always the usual suspect, but the real suspect and criminal is Isonina.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
It's like an act. As they come right in, we ready be smart.
Yeah. Wicked shall do wickedly, Daniel 12.
Yeah, we expect we bring on that right before Revelation chapter 6, they mentioned earlier, 6 was 8. It said, I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
Right, so you see? So that power was given unto them. So they worship through the left hand side. Right? When you go back to the blessing, Isaac gave him, which was Yahweh Shai, Isaac gave him the sword. Yahweh Shai over Satan. Yahweh Shai over the adversary. So even when you understand the temptation in the 40 days, right? When Satan came and he tempted him with what? Scriptures, with precepts. Yahweh Shai said, as it is written, thou shalt worship Yahweh only.
Yep.
Right? Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Right? So that Satan can get in the midst, he come after. As the big brother, but you can't come around me with that. You understand? I am daddy real good. You understand? I please daddy. You understand? Who is you? You understand? So you understand that you won't order things, you can visualize it. And you also understand that in order to have rulership over the earth. Think about Nebuchadnezzar. Right? When he scoffed at the Lord and the Lord turned him into what? A beast.
A beast, yeah.
When I think about I forget his name. Many think of your first, right? In that time. Right? He had this name when we went into captivity in Babylon, and he's so proud he take all the gold and the course, and he drank in them with his harlots and in his kingdom. And but the Lord humbled him. Right there, and then he killed him. Right? He went pale before the Lord killed him. But the same night, the Persians came and taken him. I forget his name. I forget. Belshazzar.
I think Belteshazzar is
Yeah. So he's Belshazzar. Right? So Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar, right? then what? We go come to the means of the Persians. Right? Cyrus, what do you call it? Cyrus was the Lord's anointed. Because what? He did the will of the Lord and he understood that Hebrew power is the power above.
He didn't want to get them the the building temple, yeah. That's it, get them.
And then what? Think about Pharaoh. Pharaoh puffed up himself in pride against the Lord. And what the Lord showed him that there's one true power. All the magicians and them, concede. They bow, they say, nah boy, yeah, Moses God is the God, boy. The power of the Israelites, he's the power, boy. You understand? Daniel 9:20. Daniel 9 starts at 19, Baba Krishna. Not Daniel, sorry, Romans 9 starts at 19. Right? Because the Lord equates him to a proud man that was before. And funny enough, Revelation 11 and 8 say what? The dead body shall lie in the city spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. And start at 19.
Right, Romans 9 verse 19. It said therefore had mercy on whom he will have mercy.
Yeah, he had mercy on whom he will have mercy on. He had mercy upon Israel. But Israel don't understand the mercy. By us, the prophets of Yahweh Shemel shall we pray we are. Right? As long as we preach the right doctrine as we were taught, we are. Right? We are until the Lord say we're not. The day will reveal it. Right? Wisdom of Solomon 5. Straight just of our salvation. Go ahead.
We have mercy and whom he will he harden it.
Right? And whom he will he harden it. Right? So Trump had, right? He had not against who? The northern kingdom, he had not against who? The southern kingdom, he had not against Jacob. Right? So in his pride, what the scripture say? Pride coming before what? A destruction or fall. Go ahead.
It say, God will say then unto me, why does he yet find fault for whom hath resisted his will?
Why does he yet find fault for who had resisted his will? So it is the Lord's will that Esau be who Esau is. If Esau was righteous, he wouldn't be Esau. Esau was set up to be the villain in the script. Right? Continue. What the scripture in Sirach 42, 24 and 25, it says, good is set against evil, life against death. Right? Who shall be fit? No, look upon the work of the Most High. They are 2 and 2. Right? And then Sirach 42, 24 and 25. The last two verses.
Yeah.
Sirach 42.
It's in the book of Sirach chapter 42. It say from verse 24, it says all things are double, one against another.
Right? All things are double one against another. So it's double. They have black and white. Right? They have light and day. Right? They have up and down. They have left and right. Everything double. But one is against the other. It's opposite. Right? Go ahead. Yeah.
Right? It say all things are double, one against another, and he had made nothing imperfect. It say one thing established the good of another.
One thing established the good of another. Without darkness, you can't have light. Without night, you can't have day. Right? Go ahead.
Right?
Without evil, you can't have good.
Yep.
So you have to have Esau and Edom to represent evil and wickedness, to have to have Israel and Jacob to represent goodness and light.
Right? It say, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory?
Who shall be filled with beholding its glory? So the elect will behold the glory of Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's why I don't get vexed. They have to do what they have to do. We have to do what we have to do. 2/3 of Israel have to do what they have to do. The rebels of Israel have to do what they have to do. 2/3 of the rebels going to die. Right? The rebels, here where they covered. The rebels covered in Revelation 21 and 8. Right? Who not going to make it the warmongers? You have to get that.
Revelation 21 and 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Yeah, which is the second death. Come you understand that what? The 2/3 represent the portion of Jacob going to be in the land of America, in the land of Babylon. Right? So what we Israelites, what we scattered abroad. Right? But they're going to be in those same spirits and they're not going to make it. Right? when the scriptures talk about they that follow me into the regeneration, they're going to step on the 12 throne, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, there's a wilderness period. There's a period where you're going to have to deal with the rest of Israel. Right?
Like I said, how that would happen in the land there. But in the islands and different places, there were also calamities happening to those jakes who were not going. That's what they said, but Tita wild beasts.
To these Jake. All these Jake.
Yeah, all these different other judgments that God fall upon them. Might get burdened, but they will get something. It's the same what they say.
There'll be 4 kinds of come. There'll be 4 kinds.
Jeremiah 50.
Yeah, okay, finish off with the something at 22.
That's up to verse 20, yeah.
Okay. So when you ready, plug in.
Romans 9 verse 20, it says, Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against power? Right? It says, shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Right, so that Esau saying, well, that's how, you know, why make me wicked? Why you make me wicked? I don't want to be wicked. No, what? Make it away. Make it away, and you can't change it. Right? So now that's him in his pride now saying, well, I'm going to be a power. I have this technology. But they don't understand that technology was given unto them. The wisest of them team on the scripture say, I create the smith and the ways to destroy. So you can't attribute that knowledge and that power to yourself.
You know when you say that? My mother has now started learning Spanish. And a guy in Venezuela, I was talking to him. I didn't know he was a Mormon now. I didn't find out he was a Mormon. And I was talking to him, and then he was saying, he talked about biblical stuff. And I asked him, so why you know it in the Bible? You're wrong. And he what he said? He said, I don't want to be that way. You understand? He said, I would like to be able to, but I'm not attracted to women. That's how you listen to young say. It's not something that, why you make me like this? You understand? But that's just how they meet it. You understand? They can't help themselves.
The Lord didn't give them the power to resist. The book of, what is it, James 4 say what? Resist the devil and he shall flee. Yeah. The Lord didn't give them that strength.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 33, and I will read from verse 10. It says, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord had divided them, and made their ways diverse. Some of them had he blessed and exalted, and some of them he had sanctified, and set near himself. But some of them had he cursed, and brought low, and turned out of their places. And in the book of Isaiah, I mentioned about the people who have a curse upon, right? When it's Esau, right? The people of his curse, right? Verse 13, they say, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. Verse 14, good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. You understand the guys right there? The good against the evil. As the environment there, that is your part in the movie. So, or the just is what? The villain. Somebody had to be the villain. I just I say that would basically say as a clay to the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure. So man is in the hand of him that made him. The Lord made for it to be that. You understand? Like Sam just mentioned in Elon Musk, I believe some months ago, he said, in this world, there's the good against the evil. You know, we against the evil. And who he was, in his statement, he was watching Jake as the evil. You understand? Like he said, them as good. So they try to pass stuff to Jake. But literally, it's the other way around. You understand?
That's really simple and ignorant. Sorry, you finish.
What? They say God is sin against evil and life against death. So is the body against the sinner and the sinner against the body. And it goes to show that we can't. It goes to show that I just mentioned at the beginning that it happened in between. You can't be godly and be amongst the sinners. It just wouldn't make sense. You understand? Like, how could you be the chosen? I want to share the kingdom, right? How could you be the chosen? I want to share the kingdom with the heathen. It wouldn't make sense. It's not going to make sense. You understand? It's here. Yeah. It says verse 50. It says, look upon all the works of the Most High, and they are two and two, one against another. Right? And that's what it is, one against another. So that's what it is. It's Israel against Esau, Israel against all these heathens. Right? And the heathens against Jake. That's what it is. You really feel these heathens want to be in the Messiah too? Give these heathens a chance. They get rid of the Jakes. We didn't see that with Elam down in the south. We didn't see that with Elam down in the south. When Jake become a little delivery in a heavy Elamitic neighborhood. Elamitic neighborhood. And
Elamitish.
Yeah. Oh, that big truck. That's on the other side too. You understand?
Now you can tell me Karen come from.
Yeah.
Some Karen come from keeping the white women who will be reporting Jake's wrong thing.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they don't want you in the neighborhood. They just keep driving through there.
Yeah. All everybody says somebody dark person, and the police on the street, I think a guy, he was a foot session, right? And sometimes he is just going to the neighborhood to fish, like I might watch content, and they will tell them, hey, we have a little fun in the neighborhood, come in. And somebody in the neighborhood, he went in. Someone that either might pass him. They didn't even question. Police one time, next thing you know, I was 6 police around him, somebody like that. And so many cases, so many police know who he is. So when they come, they already know it goes to show the aspect of it. These heathens are against him. Right? And if you tell them the Jake, I don't know that, yeah, they be against heathens as well. But they want to be, but they also show the difference between Jake's spirit and
Stockholm
Stockholm
syndrome.
syndrome, yeah, correct.
Also, when it comes to gentrification, gentrification was when they used to be making things difficult for Jakes to live in certain places to push them out.
Yeah, they'll come and they'll buy up all the land, the resources, and they'll carry the cost of living up so that Jake can afford to live in the place now. So they will have to leave, sell it cheap and leave. Yeah.
So that way you maintain it for only the end, it's expensive.
White supremacy, it's their kingdom.
Yeah.
It's their kingdom. That's your favor. That's your favor in their kingdom. It's all well and good. That's why we understand and we don't resist. The scripture say agree with that adversary quickly. So that we understand that this time here is short. It's short. But the purpose that we here is what? To get our mind right and until your how about Shimmy shine.
That's right.
How let's come in. Right?
Guys are trying to say what they try, but they it short and enjoy the hypocritical part of it.
But for a moment.
We know that they don't have a eternal kingdom.
Job 21 tell you, has thou marked, Job 22 talks about has thou marked the way of the wicked man, right? Who end come like quick. Let me see if I can get it.
That's why Surah tell you what, it's going to be a joyous thing. It's a joy to see the fall of the enemy. Woo. You understand?
Jake want the enemy to be part of your kingdom.
Imagine man beat you across here and you want to go and get wine when the next
Yeah, but my boy just fuck him up. And you're laughing. That's stupid, man.
You know, so there's tied on men on a chair, and just literally let them watch things to program them, right? Like the brainwash them. That is why you have to do some of these jakes. Put them on a chair, tie them down, and let them watch what is so they don't throw on their street. Yeah, all rerun.
Remember this?
You remember this? You remember this? And you can think about it. Jakes are something like that Stockholm syndrome. They will say, I will forgive him still.
There, Job 22 and verse 15. Hast thou marked the old way which wicked men have trodden, which were cut down out of time, whose foundations were overflowed with a flood, which said unto God, depart from us, and what can the Almighty do for them? Yet he filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. So, the time short, you know. They say, there's the hit that he in search of. They're whiter than Daniel. They're whiter than Daniel. Right? So they were the archaeologists. They understand that they was the left hand set up against the nation of Israel. Right? Good things, they have the land, yeah. You have riches, you have the gold and silver, but guess what? You ain't doing nothing with it. The Lord said what? The gold is mine, the silver is mine. You heap it up for the Lord for in his name. Right? To build the kingdom, to pave the streets with gold, to give us the Lord said what? For stores I'll give you silver. Right? All that's gonna be used, and guess what? It's gonna be used to empower the bodies that the elect nation is gonna have. Israel gonna have them bodies that they're gonna feed off the energy of the earth. And Esau knows this. That was given in the visual arts in the movie Avatar. When they show you that the trees, Awa, and the animals, all them things connected. What Awa song like? Awa. Song like Yahweh.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So they give the tree a life. They should then map 8 say what? I see men walking as trees upon the earth. Yeah. Right? So you understand that is that man, we could see the fucking message.
Yeah, God.
The Lord give us the eyesight, man. He saw could have spoken to one another in codes, but now the Lord gave us the matrix.
Yeah.
We now became a whole nation. Well, the Israel of God is now the neos. Right? And guess what? I think the word neo means new. And when they go to a neophyte, new. I don't know, I can look it up.
I know matrix means womb.
Yeah. Can. Yapa, that's beautiful because we renewed in the spirit of your mind.
Like I say, you're talking about I call it like from a natural perspective. Like somebody was saying now, like when they're walking like barefoot on the ground,
They get
like the earth is actually
Yeah, I can't remember the man name fit, but I can't remember.
Let's call it Ilton.
Right.
Ilton, yeah.
And that is it's actually helium.
Yeah. Because you need to get them negative ions. Right? What we get charged positively. You put on the polyester and all these different things, positive charge. Right? I was even watching that video where they were showing you like sitting on them luxury cars. Right? They put in the materials and whatnot to have your charge to make you feel real good. And then when you come down, when you have a drop top, you just feel tired after driving a convertible because the breeze passing on your face and your skin, it actually takes away the negative ion and give you a positive charge. It'll make you feel tired and drained after you finish driving that. So there's breaking it down. Esau have the knowledge. Yeah. Neo, word forming element means new, young, recent, used in seemingly endless number of adjectives and nouns. Right, so new. So we are a nation of news.
And it's not like everybody in the street goes
No. Not new who, because remember the Matrix, the movie, he was reborn.
Yeah, you can't.
When I check the Oracle, and the Oracle, it's all Stanley, the woman, a woman, Israelite woman, she write Terminator and Matrix.
Yeah. Bible it come from.
Yeah, Bible.
Yeah, she said it come from the Bible. I have a scripture here, right? Yeah, you should have right. Which Job did you read? You read us now?
Job 22.
22, right? Job, this Job 21. And I read from verse 17. It says, how often is the candle of the wicked put out?
Yeah.
And how often cometh their destruction upon them? God distributed sorrows in his anger.
Yeah.
Right?
So think about the time of the flood. And add up piece of there.
My scripture say what we not the wicked and true. We are present.
That was 21 and 1?
That was 21 and 17.
You look at all the kingdoms, they would have presence. Eventually, that you understand? Esau will not beat us. Yeah. You understand? Esau will not beat us. Esau will not beat us. Because they didn't show us no mercy. You understand? All the others show us some kind of mercy. A little bit. Esau will project in the house and still bucket. And they show you, like Esau don't show nobody no pity. You understand? And yes, even these celebrities. Imagine you start using these celebrities to be able to deceive the rest of the kids and still bucket them
Project
and doing them with things.
Project, what was the name of the movie? Project Baby, right? When he said that he invited us to the around the table, and he said look, when the black community choose one famous, make him get famous above the rest, then when he get famous, he go hate them that underneath him, and then go hate him, you know?
And that
That's
couple
Willie
with
Lynch.
them
That's Willie Lynch.
take the light skin and put them over the dance.
Oh, it's a separation.
Yep.
Now, you know, this thing until the reggae song, divide and rule is the only plan.
Yeah, can't. Thank you very much, man. Again, you go back to the same. When you watch the names that the prophet is so, right? The names the Bible give to a man. This is the vilest, you know?
Spoken over that falling on side. Falling on side. Now one who just running and just try to he just sit down and wait, plan, strategize.
So that you always should say,
Set a trap. He set trap. Set trap.
Catchment.
Catchment. That's Psalms 10. He's sitting in looking places. Let me see if I get up here real quick.
Thing before.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Psalms 10.
If it's not Psalms 10, I think it could be Psalms 5. After this, I'm finish up the job with that. That's a wicked we need to do.
I try not be lazy-minded. You receive sword. Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in lurking places of the villages, in secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
The poor represents us. Yep. So we say what? You see the poor, this whole rich and things. That is us. You understand? So he's sitting down. It's like with the ICE organization, all these different things. You understand? It's we them actually targeted. Jakes.
And then look at the word net, it goes into Strong's H7568 Rasha. It says, as leaders leading the people to sin. Right? So, you have and they talk about dividing and ruling. They set up men like Jay-Z, billionaires, and then you make them stars in your heaven, right? And then they tell them to disdain the own people. Show animosity towards them. Scoff at the lower kind, right? And only share with your friends up top, right? Be a philanthropist, right? And donate to the heathen. Don't donate to your people. Your people not good enough. And if you do donate to your people in any form of positive way, right? We're gonna make an example out of it. What this guy did with basketball, when he liked the book on X from this guy who claimed he know about Hebrew Israelites.
Carry Irvin.
Yeah, he did just like the book from what he named?
From the guy who write
What's his name right there? No, somebody.
from some Negroes to Hebrews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D and H is the initials.
Yeah, I think it's I can't remember it offhand, but I believe the thing. Let me look it up here fix.
Yeah. All he do is like the book. All he do is he just like something. And the whole bit thing. You know, I think the bench carry over and for a while. Something. They fuck with it. Yeah, they fuck with the money. They just fuck with your money. Right? You know, one way they was doing for years, they always do. When you think of back in the time of actors like Richard Pryor, Red Fox, and these older guys, they hit them with the IRS, tax evasion. All of a sudden now we have a house in the tax laws that they never know about that they didn't pay and what? They say, I forget, it's Eddie Murphy who bury Red Fox. Red Fox are the next man. Right? Red Fox, the ring on the finger. They come and they confiscate the ring off his finger when he was there.
Is Eddie Murphy buried?
Eddie Murphy buried him. He and the next one. He and Rick James.
Rick James?
Yeah, he buried Rick James too. I was watching something I can't remember what was that. It wasn't really a comedy, but he was talking like an interview or whatnot. And he was
Oh,
talking-
right, the thing you do the other day.
Yeah.
The Netflix series.
Yeah.
I see pieces like.
I see pieces of it. I don't understand. So that's why. Well, I have it, but whatever.
Yeah.
I see the pieces on YouTube or something.
I didn't really have, I know Rich James was it, but I didn't know it's the book is
No, man, he come up underneath Richard Barrett for some of the men. Yeah, let's see him looking whole, eh? Yeah. So they must have he drinking that Juno Crew too.
yeah, Johnny Crow, man. It's the book was Hebrews by Ronald Dalton Jr.
Ronald Dalton, right? I think Ronald Dalton.
Man, like one thing, that was in the paper. Nike copy endorsements. He said, come on, these shoes, he put the tape on it. Right? Then at that point in time, he was going against the job. He was the first athlete to go against it, like publicly. Yeah.
This guy too, rising up. Diego Lowe's.
That was Nick Cannon.
To the next one.
Kodak Black too. Kodak Black.
Kodak Black, yeah.
And I see one or two videos of Kodak Black like he's strung out on drugs and shit.
Yeah.
So then, you know, but man, these is men who know the name and the Lord, yeah. And then they're fucking up. So the Lord getting them. Right?
And they bring up Kodak Black out there. I think it's this week or last week. He was in a stream. I see a clip of it. He was literally debating some japes and you see the matter all the put on himself, he was everything, all his Israelites. You understand? And he was circulating that. As I say, he's strong on the drugs and things, so people think he's you know, obviously they took the man, you can be all the put on himself, all kind of names. And all they call himself all the truth is, all they want
I see videos of them strung out and
yeah, strong out.
By design. Even pull him down and pump him up. Yeah, just so people look at it crazy.
Just before I finish up the show there, this woman talking about her. She's an R&B singer in the early 2000s, something Price. Rachel, not Rachel, something Price was she named, right? Right? And she mentioned it. She was like, when it comes to
Jaguar?
Huh?
A Jaguar?
No, my next one.
She's a background singer.
Yeah, she's a background. I think she writes songs too.
Yeah, she writes some big chat up.
But the one I'm talking about is something Price was she named. So she kind of think it's Jason.
I think Jaguar, right?
Jaguar, right? Yeah. But the one I'm talking about is Price. Something Price was she named. Singer. And she do a nice interview in the early, like in the early, I think 2010, 2014, somewhere there. And she mentioned it. She said when they come into the industry, right? When they come into the industry, you don't come with nobody in it. They just give everybody. So you know what that's called? You want to eat, they have a man to sell for food. You want drugs, they will give you a man to go for the drugs. But here's the problem, you don't know that person. So when you misbehave and things, your food coming back what? Contaminated. Your drugs coming back what? Tainted. So that is what it's going. She said when they see some of them stores with drugs, not because they do it, it's because why? They're painting it because they don't go and get their own stuff.
I was watching a video last night with that bodyguard. He said, yes, you know, the bodyguard and celebrities, politicians. He's a real big bodyguard. He said, he's seen where artists, well, we call them the talent. When the talent walk into that video and the ground normal. But when the video released to the public, they see stand up on a pentagram. So them, the higher talent committing rituals that they
don't even know. Yeah.
He said, you see situations where the talent walk into a meeting and it have a strange woman in the corner and the strange woman come to him and say, well, you could enter. And the talent now, where am I going and say, and he said, you never know.
This woman is with Mikolov Abramovich. Don't look she up.
It's this one,
The witch. Yeah, the witch.
it's this black one now, Erica, something, rolling with Ariana Grande. He look like a Cynthia.
Yeah, somebody song. I think it was why? It was the brother from Australia and the ella from Hawaii. Yesterday morning, before. I think it was yesterday morning. It was going into a man, right? That was going into the whole technology and thing. And how he tapped in, he was going into the whole thing, micro security. And it's showing you him going through in different seats and he everywhere and everything. Right? And then boom, that bring him to look him here with Abramovich. So he tapped in, So he he's a handler, he's a warlock. She's the witch, she's the high level witch, and he's the high level warlock. But that was yesterday, that was the two elders from Australia and the elder from Hawaii.
I should talk about Edom and Charlie go up to the work. Yeah, to the witches. She was,
I don't know why. I don't know.
no, but she's not what you might say.
I don't know why. Eric, that comes to mind. But this is
They use her to catch up Drake, to chop up Drake. I think she was with Common.
yeah.
She was a common
Andrew
2000.
Yeah.
I could bet them shows.
It's a chance, man.
Yeah.
That's the song, Miss Jackson. That is about she and show that. Yeah.
Witches.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Witches.
Witches.
As the mother, so is the daughter.
Yeah. They say how oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them. God distributed sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as a chaff that the storm carried away. They say God laid up his iniquity for his children, he rewarded him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure he had in his house for him, the number of his months is cut off in the midst.
When they say prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. You understand? Don't feel that the whole nation are all out of place. For now and the generations to come to, because another generation is going to be born into that captivity this year. To see the face that which is really getting coming back as well as our fathers. Yep. You understand? So we can see what it's going to talk about in the Exodus, and it's there to the fourth generation. All of them are coming back again.
I remember I was saying that I should say what the wicked is woman. Can I tell you how he's so born wicked?
Born with it.
Born wicked.
Born into it.
Yeah.
As soon as they be born, they speak in the night.
Pretty much, you take a leader, Mike, and you raise him up in the house. Never teach him nothing about when you're going on a day, and you realize the dog's moving funny. Nobody ever teach him nothing. Like, they're just in him.
Yeah, just in him.
Just in
Just in
him.
him. It's like an example, like in the city clips. I can't remember the name of the girl, right? She's still alive today. But when she was one of the first black women to enter school, right? But when she was going to the school, the all-white school, inside the school, she don't and tell, she don't protest. But when I was watching people who was doing it, it was little children. People love to say, well, they get from the laws. They know. They know.
How many video they only be? I think me, you and Howard did it. Where the J girl, she said she was on the daycare, and the little white girl come and choke
she, yeah.
child.
Yep.
And she was like, she said, what? She said to the child, she said, can you? She said, yes.
Yeah. She said, you know, she sort of looked at her.
Rolling,
like,
yeah.
And they see the devil come on them.
She asked, she said, oh, so it's in you to be violent. And she's like, yeah.
For the violence against my brother.
He saw this literally straight out in the movies. When, like, I was doing a reference to the last week before. But the zombie show, the zombie series, right? Walking Dead. It's not really the zombies, it's Edomites and fighting off in China. Edomites coming out, them and them let's get away from these zombies, you know, they see other Edomites. Yeah, so I'm going to jump around this bit. Let me go to verse Job 21, verse 28. They say, for ye say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. You understand? And that is what coming the way. What a destruction in the day of wrath. That is the thing, you know, we're going to find our glory and see that. It is always see, you ever see the pictures where they show you one man watch from a distance, see the people watching America get mute. But you find joy in seeing how there's a famous picture of Yahweh.
I have that one and have one that said, you will let me say I told you so. There's two of them. You had the one with hands up, you see me mushroom from a distance.
Yeah.
And the one with you let me say I told you so. Yeah. It could be like a load off your back too. gonna be like a weight to carry it that's right there throw off. Wait boy. It's like I don't want to go to work tomorrow, like
Finally come. Yeah.
rest, man. And I wish you could say rest is prepared.
Is that a zombie film like that? Something about something of zombie cartoon like that where a man realized there's something black and the man trying to get inside to them. So the Revelation 6 and starts from verse 14. They say, and the heavens departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island will move out of their place. Right? They say, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, rich men, chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks and the mountains. Say, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth upon the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. And I might sit down here and I'll tell you next year destruction. Yeah? It's what happened when I take place. They make the chariots break the skies. And we have no ways to see. It's a game fighting happen. Just like how many families know that one stand, know exactly what our stand represents. God was born, you understand? But they didn't know the prophecies. You understand? The same way when that only thing happened. They know that white was fighting and all that stuff. And the bunkers and so forth, you understand? They know what's second is just 13 saying. When they say when they were so afraid, but yet they must fight. But the other fight, because they know that this means the fight that they kicked them, so they're trying to prison. Don't open that script. Say, be the Pharaoh. He had, but let him continue to fight. Yep. Yep. Understand? So let's put on your weapons.
This is Job chapter 20. Read from verse 19. It says, because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not. Verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desires. Right? It says, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in the straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
So you're not saying people take around my house? Like when Trump did the speech of the day, Venezuela got they got all of that oil. Yeah, you understand? They took our oil, we need to get it back. Right? Yeah,
But and then verse 23 here, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and he shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And you want to fill your belly. The riches are the end right now. Remember, what you think that it's going to take? What you think that it's going to take from nations? It's the wealth, the oil, the resources, and so forth. That's how they get rich from. Right? Jump down next week, okay, quick. Surah chapter 12, right? 12, verse 3, right? It says, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil. What come to you always occupied in evil? Right? You're going to receive the reward for the work that you do. Right? And the work that he's for wickedness. You understand? So what kind of reward is the people going to receive? Right? It's never the trouble. You understand? It says, not to him that giveth no harm. Right? So yes, so it says, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil. Right? And no, he's always occupied in evil. So continually doing wickedness. Well,
James 5, from 1, it says, go to know ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten.
Yep.
Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it will fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last days.
So if you feel those treasures, you want to save anytime you come, if you can bribe the Lord.
As I was saying, as Trump said, they have the top power oil. How I say, your gold and silver resources will be a test, go testify against it. Because that's not even in your jurisdiction. You going on incite a war against a nation that's backed by multiple superpowers. You understand? You ain't backed by nobody because you think you are superpowers. Right? By deceit. You understand? You just lay claim to the people resources there like you.
There we go.
You understand how I say? There will be a war. But this against it to show what? To show your greed. To say how you feel a general appetite as hell and as that. You know?
You see, and next thing I have to ask mention that, like how you just take the riches. You see, we easy plan for the Middle East. It's the bill.
Ibiza.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, the Gaza ship is going to be the Ibiza of the Middle East. He wants to build a resort. So he committed genocide to build a resort.
Committed genocide.
To build a resort. You understand? That is reasoning of the vile man and the basis of men. That is how we think. And you know, I want to put 2-3 pool here, so 2-3 hotel here, so 4-5 restaurants. Wipe out. Yeah, wipe them.
And
You don't want to leave, will you?
yeah. And he's so wicked with the that he formed the ICC with other nations, right? With NATO, right? And then because they say, well, here we're going on, we have to look up and
Yeah,
you.
they have to come.
Like,
They have to come before the ICC, sir.
Nah, he said, here we go, Trump say, we leave in the ICC,
That is it.
and then we going to put sanctions on
Hold
all
on. We still in the ICC.
They're not wicked ICS. We should not mention that rough car, you see the beach shall one game before. You understand? And you've seen that.
Over there, all the of your Confederacy. Over there, 7.
Over there, verse 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Every 3 weeks we go out and move to Sudan. You know, this kind of way. These are countries like ours. Those countries with resources and have funding and the military power. Not like China, so we even have an army. We have a restaurant. You understand? We have a relaxed. We have an advanced policing system. That is what we have. Advanced
I wouldn't even name it a regiment.
No, well, that is what they say. That undocumented in Trinidad and Tobago regiment.
I would say it's different. It's really different between Jake and Israel. The American army, with some that they're doing, they want to war. I ain't saying all of them, but they want to war. Jake don't get with the army. And
Trying to avoid them looking for sick days, sick vacation.
People when government doesn't say, oh, they can't take no sick days.
But I'm all the retired for them.
Jake doesn't want to leave. Jake wants to have at all.
Yeah, there's the wood border and border. Give you Strong's H1366 border territory within boundary region territory of darkness. Right? Landmark limit or course. So they bring it to your border, they bring it to your end. Right? They brought it because one of you says bound. They bring it to your bones. And what the scripture says, yeah, Isaiah said what? Houses shall live on forever. And they push past the bomb. And they want to go past their appointed time of rulership. Right? They want to live on forever. They want to have their kingdom forever.
I will be like the Most High. You understand? That is what it's to be like the Most High. You understand? Create artificial life, create new species and this, mix this with that, so this. I will be like the Most High. You understand? That is the main goal. That's why they're striving so hard to continue as to make the kingdom last forever, because they know that kingdom that coming from the Most High will be everlasting. You understand?
What they say, shape like a ship.
Yeah, actually, I passed. It was supposed to be on December the 17th.
But they always talking about that meteorite because they know something coming from outside.
Yeah, because it was strengthened. You run and Reagan's speech was strengthened most recent time. This Isaiah 13 and 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee, everyone to his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
That's what will happen. Right? Hey man, again, these things happen unto the wicked. They're going to be a glory to see again. They're going to be a glory to see. In that day, not going to be, that's why you use a not wife. Like an example. You don't want to be in that spirit. You understand? You want to feel something in that day. The spirit going to be different. Right? It's going to be different. Be glad them things won't happen to the wicked.
In that day, they have
Yeah.
because as any son would want to see nothing bad. You just innate to protect them, you know, or your brother or your younger son or whatever. But in that day, you wouldn't watch them as that. You know what I mean? You will see them for one day, you take all the acts that come into them. The same way you always shy say, you will like a put me and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. That is the mindset you go have. You like, what you do for the Lord, not take, alright, take their part. What you do, you teach them to do. You teach them to celebrate Christmas, they church, slaughter. And that's a good thing.
That reminds me of a video earlier in the week, right? And you were talking about, you just going into like when I mentioned, your family, you know, even though you people look really, you know, Jake, you know, like Negroes, right? I said Negroes, right? Talking about Israelites, right? And you explain that some of you got a family, right? Some of them is they heathen, right? And you were saying that he not going to teach that the heathen is going to be in the kingdom. What do you mean? He said he know the sister or whoever it is that not of Israel they go in that day. You understand? And they say every prayer something that they cannot say for the heathen, right? Because that's what coming the way, right? The scriptures mention I was mentioning before, when he had this tension, which was about this man had ruled the nations in wrath, Isaiah 14. Yeah, so you rule the nations in wrath. What you wear on is move. Right? Just imagine a man who have nothing to do with your oil, your gold, your resources, telling you that we own.
That man watch your economy fail for 15 years.
Yep.
See your economy failing and leave it. All of a sudden, it have an oil movement between you and Guyana is Guyana. I would always come and different Guyana. All of a sudden you say the troops say, I don't never even ask for help. Or they send troops, you know, we protect Guyana against, you know, the claims of Venezuela. Because when he was saying, well, Escribo belonged to Venezuela way before it was Guyana own, and it was in court due to some treaty and whatever. Right? However, this story goes. All of a sudden, you were sending troops. Nobody call all your mind. You are cut. And then you come into play what you got. You got cut.
You push yourself inside that one time.
That's it. Keep it not at home.
Say Isaiah 14, from verse 5, it says, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people and ran with a continual stroke. Right? And that's what we know the Jacob. Right? It says, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hinder it. Right? It says the whole earth is at rest. Just imagine when you're going to peace, any animals going to be at peace. When this man going, right? That's your wickedest man is that any animals going to be at peace. Right? I say the whole earth is at rest and it's quiet they break forth into singing or rejoice, man. Right? I watching a picture with how Esau destroying the rainforest. They literally wiping it out. And I was waiting until like, you remember the AI, somebody, you think with the AI? The article with the AI, and it was, they said they consume so much
energy. Suppose back out and carry the electric race higher.
Gone. And that same there, picture show with how them destroying the forest. Because of that, that is the bad in the way. Feeling like they're going to rejoice when this man goes, man. You understand? Now the Lord said, how the place is going to come back. Right? It can't even be compared to where it is now. You are the beast man, right?
I won't fail.
You can.
Revelation 11 and 18. Revelation chapter 11 verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Destroy them and destroy the earth, right? And that is what will happen. And you think about it, every what would Napoleon do in Africa, right? There's about genocide, right? What you think is in the Congo? The reason why you see so much of the rivers destroyed and the land can't pay and things because of what they do with the land. You understand? I talk about minus don't say minus genocide. Because there's more than, it's like 10 million.
That's only witchcraft too, but when you go to Revelation 18, right, and the laws, so that says you have to do certain sacrifices and rest the land so that the land can give forth her fruit, right? When you go into Revelation 18, I'll read it for you real quick. Learn Revelation 18, Leviticus chapter 18 and around verse 24. It says, because you know that goes into all the homosexuality, lesbianism, bestiality, all the things that was being done. Right? Leviticus 18 and 24. Defile not yourselves in any of these things, for in all these things the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. So when they come back, when they go back in the time of Abraham, it was said the abomination of the Amorites was not yet fulfilled. Going back to the Hamitic nation, right? And the Hamitic nation, because Amorites, I think, came out of Ham, as I said, but there was post-Diluvian. Right? Again, a little mix up. They were a little busy. It says, defile not yourselves in any of these things in which the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. So you had Joshua and Caleb, they went and they was cleansing the land of the heathen who defiled the land. So the judgment came in that time, not in the time of Abraham. Right? Yeah, it was in the time of Abraham with the Amorites and true. Right? Because Abraham was post-Diluvian. He came out of he came out because it was called Abraham the Hebrew. He came out from the seed of Seth. Sham. Right? Genesis 10 had table of nations, and also going down had the lineage from the nations that came out from Shem and Japheth, right? Ibar was the Hebrew, right? And he had the original language come across, and later on it was called Abraham was called the Hebrew. So the Amorites came out from Ham. Right. So what I have actually right. Leviticus 18 and 25. And the land is defiled, therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomit out her inhabitants. So the Lord, Joshua and Caleb, and the Israelites were justified in slaying all the heathen nations that was in the land. Right? And the land wasn't bringing forth the increase because they wasn't keeping the customs. They wasn't living spiritual. Right? Like, no, the land not bringing forth the increase. Why do you think we had a spray? There's this morning I was doing some spray. Right? For aphids and all these different things. Wool crickets. Right? We had to spray and all these different type of things because you saw not keeping the land somewhat. The land not getting to rest and rejuvenate itself.
Land is defiled, and it shall be cleansed by what? By the blood of them that died. So their blood had to be shed to be able to cleanse it.
And then the scripture said the land is no longer going to disclose his blood, right? Right, because if the justice is going to be the justice is going to be served anytime at the end for all the blood that was shed. Going back to what, slavery, right? Going back to slavery, going back to all the blood that he saw shed. Anyway, whatever. He saw this killing Jake. He saw killing Jake through the cops. Right? And when he most people must wait. You know?
So he got killed with the sword.
Must be killing, yep. He that leads in the captivity must go in the captivity.
And the people they go at the patience of the saints. And the saints waiting for that. Because men, I'm going to show you that men are telling you like he didn't go make the kingdom. But then what the saints waiting for? Then what we waiting for? We need to see where they happen. Then man, he didn't captivity. Shall win the captivity, man. You see that? That has to happen. Right?
Say the lion and the deer shall be together. And say the afflicted and the afflicted shall join together.
Yeah.
You understand?
The Lord showed the whole Bible in the read we have read it earlier. The working down with one against another, right? So it's not in between. But man want to bring in between in the kingdom. That don't make sense. You understand? Yeah, yes. We can never get the same Lord as well. Even if we could have cheated, even if we could have Israel, they're not going to receive the same Lord. They can't.
Matthew 13 and 37. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man, the field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil, and the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. Verse 14. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. So where is the salvation of the heathen there? Right? If we say you're going to gather them up and burn them up, right? Because they are the children of the wicked, right? And also the children of the devil. Right? There's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 15 and 20. 2 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 20. Behold, God will, 22, sorry. My right hand shall not spare sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. So who shed innocent blood?
You know, Esau.
The wicked.
Yeah, the wicked.
The wicked shall do wickedly, Daniel 12. The wicked shall do wickedly. So they have their judgment. Not hand joined in hand and going up into a chariot.
Yeah.
Not getting immortal bodies, not being transfigured or changing to celestial bodies. That's not predestined for them. So anything else is what? Is a heresy, is a lie. They are apostates, they are liars, and they are guilty and going to be judged, right? The scripture talk about they that take away, I don't take away from the word of the book. They're going to have their names taken out of the Lamb's book of life.
Let's imagine you going in a chariot, right? And you see the same man, the same needle, who tormenting you for years. And the chariot,
Yeah.
You make it to us.
Remember that clip? That clip with the Jake. Every morning he getting up and going out to work and he try all out. Just like we were playing.
Yeah.
To not let the cop kill him. My cop kill him.
And this is a movie.
Yeah, a movie.
Yeah.
Keep on going over and over and over. So imagine that, because that happening in the States, right? That happening in America. Imagine your George Floyd and Coven, right? Imagine George Floyd and Coven together, going up if they were together to walk in our child. That's madness.
Or where's the next Jake, the little youth man, he had a kind of special problem now.
Yeah, I remember Trayvon Martin.
And then he goes, she buys some stuff
Yeah,
and he
but
was
that,
there.
who is the one with the not Trayvon Martin?
It's so much. It's so much.
Because I was not Trayvon Martin, but I think about that is something he had on a hoodie and they talked about something and they killed him.
Trayvon Martin, yeah, and then had the next one who was playing with that toy gun. Then they had the big retarded Jake selling the Lucy's.
Oh, yes, and
the trophy out too.
Yeah.
So they had Emmett Till. And the woman come out and say that was a lie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Something is
yes.
later.
And writing a book telling it all in the book.
Yeah.
So she
So
gonna
I'm
make
profit
money.
all time.
She gonna make money.
And then the car, she go for all this stuff. Some shit.
But they could arrest fucking Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah. After 40 something years. 40 something.
Where they get any evidence from?
Yeah, and one of the women in the Bill Cosby, right? One of the women was at Edomite. She come onto an interview stating she was lying and she received nothing for that. You understand? We talk about you look up, I think I saw it on the phone, some the black massacres, right, that take place in America. Different massacres that took place just because each other didn't like G.
Yeah.
The Tulsi experiment.
Yeah, that was one the Oklahoma bombing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was some
Tulsi is the one with Black Wall Street.
Tulsa.
Yeah.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. What about where they say
The experiment.
Tuskegee, that's when they take
Syphilis.
yeah, and they injected them and tell them they get them a cure, and when it was placebos,
Yeah.
right, and they leave it for them to see the maximum effect in different stages of disintegration on the body. There was one where this white girl say that Jake cat call at her, we used to say soup, a cat call at her, and she come years after and say that he never did that, the whole town went out and killed him. I have many stories.
Plenty.
Where they take one out of prison in one town and they tie him behind the horse and carriage and drag him to the next town and hang him. Because they couldn't hang him in that town.
Yep. Alright, Kai. This woman is an actor, but I can't remember she named Orphan, but she did give her a story about her father, right? She's a Edomite, but she also about her father. She witnessed a public hanging, right? Witness a public hanging. I think it was going straight to me like what I was saying that it was not supposed to do it. And they find some excuse to do it.
That's the same story. Same story. But
They drag him out.
they drag him out to the prison.
Right,
And they came to the next town. They drag him to the next town. He was nearly, but he was dead.
By then.
Yeah, and then they still hang him.
Yeah.
So Esau heard when you see Gwinnett get he's not a victim. All the things that Esau now prophesied to happen to Esau.
Remember what you said. Over there I said, for thy violence against thy brother, Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
So and now for no reason he was violent against him. He should have no mercy.
Yeah, now he said for the violence, not because he was violent, but because at the end of it,
That is your nature.
yeah, exactly. Your portion was thoroughly oppressing,
They
but
come like Cain.
you see everything else we
Cain
do.
was wicked because he was a farmer. No? Cain was wicked because he gave a wicked offering. If thou didst well, thou will not accept it.
Yep. And on the back of that, he didn't repent. Yeah. God said he tried to
Oh, he
argue about
really sound like he saw there in the story. That's how he saw those move. What? He gave us he gave us off and kill him. What? I went to Bella Resort and kill him. Yeah. That's
What? You don't want to leave? I'm taking the land and the oil and the resources.
You want another person and say, yeah, they have our oil. How do you transfer all that oil? How? How much time because you go need to transfer that oil? And put it back in the ground. How that does it?
Yeah. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of him that followeth. They didn't say a mix there. They didn't say Esau and Jacob. They say Jacob. Right? They say Jacob.
And as it was called before, the greater is the beginning, is the ending of everything.
Right. But it goes on to talk about as the hand is betwixt the feet. Right? It's symbolic of Jacob pulling down his resource.
supplanter.
Second Ezra 6 verse 10, it said the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question Ezra asked thou none.
Right. And this is the end. This is the end. Well, how we know it's the end? Because Esau is revealed. The man of sin is revealed. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. The man of sin is son of perdition. Right, but in Isaiah 47 he say what? None see him, but the elect see him. The elect see him. Those who don't want to see him or can't see him, you should say what? The elect had obtained it and the rest were what? Blinded. So that's how the cookie gonna come. No? But they're not gonna be part and parcel of the kingdom with Jacob.
That's right.
It's called Jacob's kingdom. Kingdom of Israel. It's Israel's kingdom. Starting with Judah, the head tribe, Yahweh. Then King David, another Judite. Right on the 144,000. So with that, we give all praises and glory to
Power, Hashem, Yomshai, Hashem, Rakakadash.
the blood of our apostles and the very best society. We just walk in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to you.
One, left.